2011 Dodge Ram 3500 doing AC evaporator core. Pull up dash, you need to pull out your center console piece here. The shifter, pull the shift boot up, it just pops out, and there will be one 13mm head bolt down there for the shifter. This one was really tight, had to use vice grips on it and turn it back and forth while Luke was pulling up to get it out. It was very, very tight. But most of the time those come out easy. As far as this goes, this half has to come out first. There's one screw in this cup holder, and then there's one screw when you remove your shift boot. There will be one 8mm head. They're both 8mm head. Then you can pop this up after you take out the tray here. The tray just pries out. It has those little clips on each side, so that pops out. The other half just has one screw right here, and then it pulls forward out of the dash. Up top you have a couple plastic covers, one there, with one 10mm head bolt in each. Do not forget this connector right here needs to be, it's coming with the dash. This panel just pops straight out. You got your two bolts there, one 13mm head there, and then all this. And this includes the antenna wire and everything you need right here. You do not have to remove the glove box. And then on the middle you have a 13mm head there and another one right there. On the driver's side here, this harness here goes up the side. Unplug it from the dash. The kick panel here does not have to come off like on the passenger side. I do like to remove the brake light switch just so I don't have to worry about messing it up. The steering column does have to be pulled on this job. It's held in with four 13mm nuts. That appears to be a 13mm bolt there. Now you can have your main electrical disconnect right here and here, and just your parking brake cable rod, and pull your kick panel off, and you're going to have to remove the clamshells to get the harness off for the steering column. Also disconnect the APPS sensor and the shift cable here. Clamshell has three T20 Torx screws. You're going to need the long one here, and then there's one here. And do not remove this. This stays in place. You remove the screws, the top comes off, bottom comes off, and then you can get to your electrical connections. Once you get the steering column out, there's going to be two 10mm nuts right there. And then also like to remove the parking brake release lever. Just completely remove it from both ends. That way it doesn't break when you're swinging the dash back and forth. It could easily break something. Now go ahead and pry the floor duct piece up. You can just pry up out of this and then slide it back. That way you can get your harness here and take it off these studs so you have room to pull it. You cannot remove this dash. You can only go back on the seat unless you want to cut these wires. And because of that, the carpet or whatnot has to be pulled back. So I take it back. You do need to remove this trim piece here so you can pull this carpet all the way back. And we're going to lay this dash on the seat. You have plenty of room now with the dash laid on the seat to get the evaporator core box out. On the engine compartment side, the heater hoses use the Blue Point 5/8 hose pliers to pull them off of the firewall nipples. And then the AC lines here, we got a TXV, remove the nut for that. There's only two nuts that you have to remove for the actual housing itself. We got one here, right below the TXV on that stud holding the washer reservoir, and then under the washer reservoir here, or the coolant reservoir, I mean, there's one 10mm nut that holds the reservoir on the stud that goes through the firewall. Remove those two studs, and that's it. You can pull the HVAC housing out from the inside once you get all the nuts off from the inside, which are very self-explanatory. To access the evaporator core, it's very easy on this model. It's just got some Phillips screws, one here, and here on the sides of the TXV. So just three, and then it's got your clips, but that's it. And this whole thing splits. Just disconnect the wiring going to the blower motor and whatnot.